Right now, I feel amazing. Yeah, I feel absolutely great. It's been 2 days that I feel like this. I mean, I got a bacteria in my blood, and this diarrheal bacteria, this taste bag, that's not left yet. I'm still on the infectious diseases unit. I'm still in isolation from the others that are inside of the isolation unit, so I can't go out my room yet. But I'm happy because today they gave me a lorazepam and I was able to sleep. Since I got into the hospital, that I couldn't sleep, and after a night of fever. So actually it's enough for me. And yesterday I shaved my head. So you're so crazy. You look amazing and so crazy. That's the attitude. Yeah, that's me, the crazy one. And that it lasts. Yeah, of course. Of course. You look gorgeous. That's my point of view, how I see it. We were together. He cut my hair and I see he didn't do it very well. We already said that if something remains here, yeah, actually the family, in this case your partner that's close, or the family, are so important for us that, yeah, we have to mention them and give them the place they deserve, because they suffer in silence. Because in this case, I'm sure that Juan has been by your side. He hasn't left your side. And I know you said it to me. And he's your big support, plus your kid and family. And I know they suffer in silence, because when they see we feel bad, they are there for us to pick us up. And we also must support them, because yeah, they are left to a side. I mean, I'm not speaking bad about it, because I know that the hospital is for me, and he's the one who's accompanying me. He's sleeping here in a sofa, on a sky sofa, that some nights he's gonna fall to the floor. And I know his shoulders hurt a lot. And now he went for lunch. I know he can't eat very well out there in another room and having a shower in another room. But he knows that, as you know, that we are gym bros and we love walking and stuff. In the mornings, we have the rule, we searched a gym nearby as the one we had before. And in the morning, he goes to the gym and he feels better, he relaxes, then he goes buy his food, because this is not a restaurant, so nobody's gonna prepare food for him. We can't go to restaurants every day, that's a lot of days. So I actually feel so proud of what my life has been till now, and I feel very loved. It was very hard, it has cost me a lot, and my kid, he's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. You're very lucky. No, I'm not lucky. I had to work very hard. It has cost me a lot. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I've worked a lot. Yeah, it's true that it's also luck, because it is. Sometimes you work hard and there were another times where it was worse. But right now in this, I feel amazing. A lot of peace. I remember that in Alboraya, you asked me, there were a lot of doubts, the reasons why, and it was that I had unclassifiable myelofibrosis, which means that they couldn't classify it. It was very complicated, because it was leading to leukemia. But they couldn't confirm it. They had to see all the mutations, all the things that that I'm not a technician. I leave them with that for the words. But they had to confirm that what was they thinking is going to happen, and my age was helping them, and my strength. We must do a transplant before we reach leukemia. Since the beginning, they told me, and they told me the solution for your illness is the transplant. There's no other way. So I was thinking, every week, every 15 days, I have to come here, lose a day of my life. That I get injections, going to the psychologist, going to the hematologist. I don't know if I'm gonna get blood or if tomorrow. So it wasn't the lifestyle that I wanted to have. So I think it's worthy to get the risk and go ahead for a better life. I know I'm going to be for a time doing this, but I always think that I will get out of the hospital. That was very hard because at the beginning it was going to be for October, but after the sessions, the chemo, they decided that my body wasn't prepared. So for me, it has been kind of anxious that until the point it was made, it was hard. And it has cost me a lot of tears doing it and delaying it that much. And at first they thought that it could be in Zaragoza and that the donor was probably going to be my son. But from one side we made a beautiful story. See, I gave you life and now you're gonna help me. But afterwards the problem was that since Mark has a lot of specificity, they decided that he couldn't do it because it could be harmful for him. So when they told me that, I said that there's no option. If it's going to be harmful for my son, and I have options in Barcelona, and it's not only one, I have two, so that's not even possible. The only problem was that nobody told him anything, so he was... But they made all the tests to him, and I can say firmly that it's something that's personal, and you can't have access to it, because being my son, I wasn't able to have access to the test, physical, to the test, psychological, not only the physical from the hospital, that they have to inject the hormones. That was the thing that they decided they couldn't be good for him because he has spasticity, because it could be harmful for him. It's not only that, they make also blood tests, they make a lot of questions, psychological tests. I mean, the person who's gonna become a donor, they go with all the consequences and knowing what it involves. So nobody, you can't know. Being my son, they told me that I was out, that I couldn't know anything, and it was the way it was. So yeah, there are some rules, yeah, exactly, and I think it's perfect because yeah, they made the electrocardiogram, everything, so that's also clear. And afterwards, when they decided that it wasn't possible, that was April or May, I think, yeah, May. So they called me. I mean, I got a letter, actually. That's how I knew that my son wasn't able. The Valdebrom, they gave me service until January. That's the typical letter, the bureaucracy. And I said, okay, that means that Mark, without knowing anything, nor my hematologist knew, because it depended on different hospitals. My narrow bone, I can't ask for a second opinion because my narrow bone has went to Navarra, to the clinical hospital in Zaragoza, to the Servet hospital in Zaragoza, to another hospital in Zaragoza, and to the Valdebrom in Barcelona. That the narcotic doctor told me, your narrow bone has gone as crazy. And I said, what did you doubt if it's me? So you felt a lot of implication and a lot of control from the doctors. Yeah, the whole time. Yeah. And I always go to the social media because I fight with people that are talking bad about the health system. But I'm sorry, but it has given me life. Since the day that they told me that I had this problem, nobody has given me the back. Nobody. And the empathy, the love, the willing that I found in the team that takes me is amazing. I have no words to describe it. And actually nowadays, my psychologist called me yesterday from Zaragoza. Tomorrow not, but on the Monday probably my hematologist is going to call me. So, and here they're taking care, the nurses, I know them already. And here I'm being taken care. I have no complaint. I got fever and I saw people at night running. This is the best thing I've seen in my life. I get into the hospital the 7th of July and until the 17th, that's the zero day, that's the transplant day. They prepare everything to make me a technical KO. At first, my catheter, that's gonna come with me for some months in my life. And through there, they get me the medication. And the next day, I start with chemo, with different chemos. So until the 15th, I'm receiving chemo of any kind. And on the other side, fungicides as well for the lungs, any kind as well. So the chemo ends, and it's tonight where I got some medication that I don't know the name, ATP or something like that. That's the last thing that I got, and I felt horribly. The 2 days before, that was this medication that was horrible for me. They told me that the first time you get it affects you, and it's true. At 3 a.m. in the morning, I was with 39 degrees of fever, and a medical team, a radiologist, the nurses, everybody was here. I got so many trials, and the transplant day, the most beautiful thing that I've ever felt, not only because of the transplant, but how it was made for me, how I lived it. The two nurses, Ignacy and Joel, they were amazing. They were incredible. The first thing that they told me is that it was my moment and I had to decide how I had to go through it. My cells were so concentrated, so in 15 minutes the transplant was made. There's people who need bags of 1 liter, 2 liters, I don't know how much, but for me it was super concentrated. That's Ignacy explained it to me. So in 15 minutes, 3 YouTube songs, I can say, oh, I love that group. Yeah, they asked me, what do you want? And I said, can it be music? And they told me, okay. So I said, play YouTube, please. And we were laughing with Ignacy. Ignacy was young and he didn't know what it was. The other one that was older said, you're stupid. And they were so goofy with the music. And I got emotion tears. At first, fear tears, of course, I'm not gonna deny it. I was very scared, but since that everything was going to change. It was an emotion that I didn't know how to express. And I started crying because of fear, and Ignacy told me that I shouldn't be worried, nothing's gonna happen, you'll see. And then I started crying to see them so goofy and how emotional it was. This moment, And of course, I can't forget the first time that they came for me. I was in the bathroom with, of course, my diarrhea, horribly, my diarrheal bacteria, and he called the door and he told me, when you're ready, come, because we're here. And my husband came crying, girl, they told me I must leave. And I told him, okay, don't worry. And I went to bed, and the whole time you get electrodes. They are taking your constants the whole time, every 2 times, getting your temperature so the fever doesn't go high. It's incredibly controlled, and I went through it very well, very well. I got very good memories of it. I didn't move from my room at any time. No, after that, there were some complications, like the mucosity, plus this diarrheal bacteria that I call, that's basically mucositis. And it's actually horrible because you just poop yourself, you don't want to eat. Yesterday was the first time that I ate with satisfaction, and today those are the 2 first days that I felt good, that I feel myself, that I'm able to dance here as I do in my life, do gymnastics, a rehabilitator comes, and well. Now that we see this, that's very important, the support, that from a group that was formed, a WhatsApp group that was organized a day, on a sporadic day, in one event that was made, let's do it. More people joined. We see that this big support, this little group, true, it's amazing. It's very important that this group is forming, and the good support from people that we don't physically know. Yeah, I don't know them. How it's transmitted a lot through social media. They say be careful with the social media because sometimes it's dangerous, but it's also at the same time so good. Yeah, there are some moments where it's so good. I'm never in social media normally because in my daily basis I can't be with my phone, but in these days that I'm so bored, I'm the whole time on social media. So yeah, like the hours here are so long. Yeah, we feel very supported, and we are seeing that all the people is involved that are in the group, they are involved in you, they ask constantly, they ask you directly, and it's amazing. Yeah, I think it's fundamental that the patients, that we get this support. Yeah, and I feel very loved from people that, I don't know, my school colleagues they say that they're coming here to see me, and I'm like, you can't come, you can't see me, you can't enter here. The ones from Zaragoza, I'm very proud of what my life has been till now, and I feel very loved. To be able to express it, and now that I can speak, that before I couldn't speak, I didn't say a lot of things. I am realizing that before I tried to speak and I limited myself. I was very limited, and now I feel more chill, calmer, and now I realize it's the few things that I'm realizing that has improved, and I can express it. Because one of the problems that we have with myelofibrosis is that you have no expression nowadays. I don't know if tomorrow, but nowadays is something that I'm seeing, that I perceive.